In America, the Ram family were fast becoming the stars of the Sai Baba community. They travelled across the country, preaching the gospel according to Baba.
This is a song that was an extreme joy to be able to sit there right in front of him and look into his eyes when we sang the song. It's called O Baba. Sai Baba,
and Alaya formed a singing group called Bhakti, which means Path of Love. Stars of the spiritual circuit, they were the perfect New Age family, the embodiment of the love-all, serve-all dream.
Oh, Swami, you set me free.
And we'd talk and tell stories in between what inspired this song. And, Al would, tell a story about Sai Baba, and really it was kind of a hit.
The family were proving to be quite a hit too. On their various visits to Puttaparthi, the Rams were being singled out for unprecedented attention from their guru.
This is a lot of the jewelry. These are all pure gold watches.
Yeah, pure gold with real diamonds. He said, real gold, 100%, real diamonds. The next day, diamonds fall out, the gold starts flaking, and people are like, what's the deal with that? You must not be pure.
Baba was giving him money. I mean, I think he gave him several $1,000s. He gave him a watch and a ring. He gave all of us.
Couple of rings.
We all got rings and watches and earrings.
It was just like the trip to Disneyland with God. I mean, we were just really ecstatic with joy, but getting this attention and this limelight.
What Al and Marissa didn't know was that while he was showering their family with gifts and attention, Sai Baba was exacting a heavy price from their son.
Oral sex, he would try to get that to happen several times. He would perform it to me, and then, and then sometimes threaten to cut my penis off and hold it and be like, it's bad, I should cut it off. He would ask me all the time, why don't you want me? You don't want me? It was so far out to me to think that he was actually just wanting me to physically want him. I could pretty much stop convincing myself that any of this was spiritual when he lifted his robe and his dhoti up to his chest and showed me the whole bottom half of his body and told me to take my pants off. And then he tried to, I'm much taller than he is. He's like 5 feet tall, maybe. And I'm 6'6", and he tried to climb up onto me,
To rape you?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I mean, he was, for a 70-year-old man, as erect as I think a 70-year-old man could get. I even saw semen come out of his penis one time. And that was when I was like, wow, this is a human being.
In spite of the growing abuse, Alaya continued to play the dutiful son.
No, I think Swami's plan for me is, he said, we're all tools, and we just have to be available for Swami to use us at any time that he feels necessary. And so I just want to be ready, because I imagine that he's going to snatch me up and say, I need to use a screwdriver right about now and just use me, so I need to be there. And I'm doing what I can.
I've even heard my mom say so many times, oh, now is the golden time where we're getting attention. Alaya, whatever Sai Baba is telling you to do it. Whatever you're doing it right, because God is paying attention to us.
And yet she had no idea how tragic her words actually were.
Right.
Sai Baba the God was beginning to appear all too human. Rumours of sexual abuse have been circulating for years, but rarely have they been made as explicit as in Alaya's story. It's said there are also many young Indian victims, but they're too afraid to speak out openly. Defying the organisation here could have serious consequences. Absolute faith is demanded. At these celebrations of the Hindu god Lord Shiva, the people seem to have willingly surrendered themselves in mind and in spirit. Their faith was about to be rewarded. Suddenly, there it was, a golden lingam, a symbol of the Supreme Being. And to the devotees around me, it was a miracle. On the Rationalist Roadshow, Mr. Premanand was also feeling unwell.
It's paining, stomach is paining. He used to have it inside. That's a regurgitation trick which is practiced by many magicians.
So some people will actually swallow a stone and regurgitate it?
They regurgitate it, but he stopped doing it.
How do you know he stopped doing it?
Because now we see the towel in the hand. And the
so when he's moving the towel to his
mouth, he puts it. Sometimes he takes a sip of water from a glass and then he slips it into his mouth.
And he's vomiting up all
he's vomiting
the time.
out. Sometimes he vomits it out like that. Sometimes he hides it in a towel and he will do the actions and say and then drop it from that.
Right.
But the exertion of miracle-making had proved too much, even for a god. To the alarm of the crowd, suddenly Sai Baba collapsed. His huge coterie of staff swung into action. There was panic. An organisation used to tight control seemed to have lost its grip. Sai Baba was hastily wheeled off stage.
That's a good one, Coach. That's a good one, Coach.
For the Ram family, the tragedy was coming to a head. Alaya's parents were noticing changes in their son.
You think so?
He wasn't looking happy even in India going into these interviews.